Hello and welcome to Odoo Gap. I'm Enrique and this is our web series called Gap Analysis. Today I want to talk with you a little bit about the manufacturing process and how Odoo behaves in certain situations and how it can help you dealing with your manufacturing process. So I've created this product, so it's called the tabletop, and this tabletop needs a wood panel to be manufactured, and this wood panel needs two components. It needs ply layer and wear layer to be manufactured. This ply layer and wear layer, they can be bought, as you can see in the image. So I've created three main situations that I think if Odoo behaves well, it will behave well in all other situations. So on the first one, we want to manufacture the tabletop, and we have the wood panel that depends, that is the subproduct of the tabletop. So let's see how Odoo behaves there. On the second situation, we want to manufacture the tabletop, however we don't have the wood panel, but we have the two subsequent products, the ply layer. And then on the third situation, we don't have nothing on hand and we want to see how it behaves. I've created a little bit of sum up in each of these situations. So on the first one, we can expect Odoo to create one manufacturing order for the tabletop. On the second situations, we can expect Odoo to create two manufacturing orders, one for the tabletop and then one child manufacturing order for the wood panel. And then on the third situation, we can expect the two manufacturing order plus two purchase orders. Okay, but to better understand this, let's take a look into Odoo. So first things first, let me show you our product, the tabletop, and what is important to have in the configuration setup. So tabletop, here we have it, and we have here our tabletop. We can see that it has a bill of materials. We don't have a quantity on hand. We have -1 forecasted, but we have 0 on hand. And we can see here in an inventory that this is a product that is manufactured and it's replenished on order. So every time there's a need for it, it will Odoo will try to add some quantity. Okay, now let's take a look into the bill of materials, and we see that to manufacture a tabletop we need two quantities of wood panel. Let's take a look into the wood panel. We have 48 on hand, we have some forecasted, and we can see here in the inventory that this product is also manufactured and replenished on order. Then inside this one we have the two products that we buy, the ply layer. Let's take a look into the ply layer. So the ply layer, we also have quantity on hand, and if we take a look into the inventory, this one is a buy, so we're gonna buy directly this one from a vendor, and it's a replenish on order. So every time we need it, it will be automatic. It will create a request for quotation, and we have here a vendor, so perfect. Now let's take a look into the final one, the wear layer, where we just need one. We also have quantity on hand, and the inventory, it's the same as replenish on order and a buy. Okay, and we also have, of course, a vendor. Okay, I think we're ready now to sell one tabletop, and let's see how Odoo behaves. So I'm gonna sell to this client, to this customer, and I want to sell the tabletop. Perfect, here it is. And it says here that I actually is replenished on demand, exactly. So it will be replenished on demand. So if I demand it, it will just create the manufacturing order. So let's save this. Let's confirm, and we can see Odoo already created the delivery order, and we can see that it created also the manufacturing order because Odoo already knows, is smart enough to know that we don't have it on hand. So let's take a look here into our manufacturing order, and we see, okay, we're gonna need two of wood panel to consume. It's available, so we can just start manufacturing. We can just add a serial number here, really quick and smart button. So we plan, we check availability. You say that we see already that it's available, it's reserved, and let's mark it as done. We actually need to make some quality control. This product requires it, so we just here to the quality checks, and it checks in progress. So for the tabletop it will be this one, and let's pass it. Everything's good with our tabletop. we are ready now to mark it as done. And as you see, it's done. We are ready to go back to our sale order. If we come here to the delivery order, we now know it reserved the quantity expected. So it reserved the quantity, we just validate, and we're ready now to send the invoice and move forward with this. So let's write it right here. Oh, I cannot write. Okay, so this one is checked, this one worked fine. So imagine that it's here, just a green mark. So let's see now the second situation, where we actually don't have on hand the wood panel. So let's come here to the products, and let's say wood panel. We actually don't have none on hand, we have 0. Let's save this. Okay, 0 quantities on hand, and let's again sell our tabletop. So let's come here, sales, and let's sell our tabletop. So it can be the same customer tabletop. We're gonna sell 1 again. Let's save this, let's confirm, and again Odoo create the delivery order and the manufacturing order, because we know we don't have the tabletop on hand, so he's gonna need the hood panel to create this. So we click here and we see, okay, we need the hood panel to create this, but we don't have hood panel on hand. So since we don't have wood panel on hand, what we're gonna do, we take a look here and we see that Odoo created a child manufacturing order, right? So we take a look into our child manufacturing order and we see to create a wood panel, I'm gonna need to create 2 of wood panel, because I need 2 to manufacture the tabletop. So I'm gonna need 6 of ply layer and 2 of wear layer. I have them both available, so I can just check availability. This is gonna reserve them, and then I can just mark it as done. Sure, it's done now. We can go back to our other manufacturing order, to the parent. I think it would say there, yeah, to the source manufacturing order, exactly. It's right here. We see, okay, now it has the availability. We can just click here and mark it as done. Plan it and mark it as done. We need again to come here to our quality check and just say it passed. Everything was great with the table that we just created with the tabletop, so we can just mark this one as done, and we're now ready to finish our sale order. The delivery one was done. We just validate, and we're now ready to send again the invoice. So once again, this situation again with a green mark, everything works perfect. But now let's take a look into the last situation, the most complex one, where we don't have nothing on hand. So we don't have the ply layer. We don't have the ply layer, so we have 0 on hand here. And we don't have the wear layer also. Exactly. So we just come here, we update the quantity on hand, and we set it as 0. Okay. Okay, so now we don't have nothing on hand, and Odoo, as I said before, it will create the purchase orders for these products. It will create just for the need, but I'll come back to this later. So let's. Okay, we are now on Odoo. I don't know if I showed you. I think I did. Okay, I set up all the quantities into 0 here in the inventory. Okay, now let's create a sale order again for the tabletop. So the tabletop, here it is. Let's save this and let's confirm. And we can see, okay, again, we created one delivery, one manufacturing order. Let's take a look into our manufacturing order, and we see, okay, we don't have this reserved, we still don't have the product, so we need to look into our child manufacturing order. And we look into our child manufacturing order and we see, we don't have on end the ply layer and we don't have on end the wear layer. So what now? But we look again here and we see that we have two purchase orders related to this work order. So we come here and we see, okay, we have two requests for quotations for the products that I'm gonna need created automatically for the vendor that is set up in the inventory, as I showed you in the beginning. So now let's take a look in here. Let's say we can actually confirm this order. We receive the products and we validate. So we just receive the products, yes, and okay, we got this one. This one is done, we just need to pay, but we're gonna pay later. And this one, let's just confirm the order and let's say we receive the products, because we need to receive the products to start working on the tabletop that we need to sell. So okay, so now these ones, we receive the quantities, we can go back to the work to the manufacturing order and we see it already reserved the quantities that we just received from the purchase order. So let's start working on this one. We mark it as done. Okay, it produced the ply layer and the wear layer, and let's say we come here again to the source manufacturing order and we again see it reserved the two quantities that we were expecting to create the tabletop. We just click here. We're gonna need to just again do a quality check for the tabletop. Here it is. Let's just pass it. Everything was perfect with our table again, and we just mark it as done. And you can see we are now again ready to just create our bill and just sell this to send this tabletop. So as you saw, let me just show you here. So the third situation here as well, we can just verify it and say that Odoo behaved well. And as you saw, Odoo just created the RFQ for the quantity that we needed to create the tabletop. But you can set up reordering rules and all way much more features that Odoo accepts. So it all depends on how you manage your workflow. So I hope this video was useful, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you look in the description, we have our website www.odoogap.com, where you can send us your use case and we will feature in one of our videos. Thank you so much for being there, and see you next time.